This video is proudly sponsored by Gamersgate. Download games anytime, anywhere. Visit Gamersgate.com.
Welcome to Elder Geeks Elder Speak. Today is Thursday, March 22nd, 2012. I'm Randy Yasenchak, editor of elder-geek.com. Today in the background, you're actually going to be seeing me playing some gameplay footage from Fall of the Samurai. I really couldn't take it too much more with that new Resident Evil game, so it's actually going to be put on rest for a little bit. But Fall of the Samurai, it looks pretty great so far. And today with me, a good friend of mine of, I guess, 2 years now that I met at a MagFest a couple of years ago, Phil Shamoozle, Phil Shamoozle. Phil Summers of Shamoozle.com.
Yep, there we go. My last name is, the secret's out. My last name is Shamoozle.
You know, I actually wrote Phil Shamoozle on my little note, too. Idiot.
That is fine.
He reads whatever's on the teleprompter, damn it.
That's fine. It's good. It's cool with me, man.
Phil Summers. Yeah, tell us about, actually, Shamoozle.com. By the way, during this video, there's going to be a little yellow square that says Shamoozle in the lower left-hand side. Go ahead and click on that during any point in this video, and you'll be able to go right to his YouTube page to check out some of his cartoons. But tell us about Shamoozle.
Cool. Shamoozle. I haven't actually done much with it in a while, but I make cartoons, flash cartoons, sometimes usually game related in some form. So if you click the thing, go to the YouTube channel, you can check out some of my cartoons. I'm actually working on a new one now. Hopefully it'll be done sometime this year.
Sometime this year. A couple of years got really, really big too. Like I'm sure that a lot of people probably saw your how to hook up the NES, video, and probably didn't know who it was or where it came from. That one got really big.
Yeah, that was popular. And another big one, probably my biggest one, oddly enough, is this one called Pizza Links. It's like 4 links bantering and yelling at each other.
That one got bigger than how to hook up the NES one?
Yeah, oddly enough. The things you don't expect.
Wow, the people's love for Michelangelo knows no bounds.
Yeah. So check it out if you have time.
Yeah, and also, don't want to kind of skip on this, but he is also the co-host of Game Club, which we do every other week here on Elder Geek, where we cover indie games and or retro games.
Yeah, and actually Game Club started on Shamoozle, and then we actually brought it over to Elder Geek, so that was I guess you could say, Shamoozle product, but it is now an Elder Geek podcast. So yeah,
podcast, video cast.
Yeah,
monster. Yeah. Oh, it's awesome. I'm really enjoying how much people are actually finding out about Game Club. Even though, as far as our videos go on our YouTube channel, it's not the biggest hit. But I'm always really surprised at who watches it and who we get letters from after the show goes up. They might not appear on the comment section, but I'm always impressed at who finds us.
Yeah, right after the last one we put up about Alter Ego, we had heard from the composer of the game, within that day. So that was really cool.
And that music is really good.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
And then before we even got to do the Wizorb one, the developer who made the game saw that we were doing a giveaway and said, "Here, have a couple of extra codes. I think this is a great idea." So now we know that we're being watched for the next episode.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, really. No, I can't crap on it. No, I didn't play enough of it yet. So I'm not.
Oh,
sure.
I've been playing the hell out of it.
Oh, really? Well, that's good.
Yeah. But anyway, we should probably actually move on to the news. Believe it or not, everybody, today's actually a short news day, and thank God there's no more Mass Effect 3 stuff bubbling to the surface. I'm glad to say that. I'm tired of reporting on it. It's one of those beating a dead horse kind of topics at the moment. But first thing on the chopping block is Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition. As excited as everybody should be about that coming to PCs everywhere, it's now actually going to be hitting up iPad as well. And apparently it's going to be looking just as good as the PC version, and it's also going to have a revamped GUI, I suppose, for the actual iPad. I can't wait for it. I think that the iPad's actually going to be a really nice platform for this kind of game. It's a lot of text, there's a lot of reading. It's kind of I don't want to call it casual, but it's a relaxing kind of gameplay experience, and it would be awesome to play it mobily, like on the road or long vacations, etc., etc. Were you ever a Baldur's Gate player?
I was gonna say, so get ready to hate me. I've never played Baldur's Gate. I think
I'm glad that at least that you didn't say that you thought that the first game of Baldur's Gate was like that PS2 thing, Dark Alliance.
That's the second one, right? Or no? Yeah,
that's actually the third one / spin-off series.
I was gonna say that was the one I almost bought that one day. That's the closest I've ever come to playing Baldur's Gate. I think the same one was also on GameCube, and it was when I was working retail, and I think it was like $15 the one day or whatever. But anyway,
did you ever play Dragon Age?
No.
Oh my! I can't. Then there's no real games I could compare it to.
Yeah, well, what I was going to ask you was, this doesn't seem, I mean, I've never played it before, and my first thought was, this seems like something that would be hard, it wouldn't translate well to iPad, but you seem to think that it would make a good fit.
Yeah, because you can play it multiple ways. There's two ways you can play it, where you can play it where after every turn, after every digital roll of the dice that the computer does, it will automatically pause, and then you can pick an action to kind of go forward. So you can have your next person get ready with their spell, or have a person change their locations and their weapons and stuff like that. So because of that auto pause option, it's going to translate really well.
Very cool.
Oh well, I think you should check it out. When it comes back out on PC, if it can run on an iPad, I guarantee it can even run on your PC. And I know you always make fun of your PC.
Yeah, I don't know. Those iPads are starting to run some serious looking shit.
Yeah, yeah. Honestly, it's gonna throw the handheld market for a little bit of a loop here. You're a big handheld player, though.
Yeah, I am. I love my right now my 3DS. I am loving. Yeah. I love handhelds. They're great.
Did you get a Vita?
I want one, but no, I did not.
Didn't get a Vita yet? All right.
No, I'm being good. I'm being very good.
Good for you.
And you know what? At this rate, that thing's going to drop $100 in like 5 months anyway. So.
I know. The poor Vita. The handheld market is so, I don't know. I don't want to say vibrant. It's just, it's tumultuous, I suppose, is probably a good word. It's violent at the moment.
Yeah, at the moment it is very violent. We could have a whole show on this.
Yeah.
But yeah, right now it's definitely a weird time, and I guess kind of my theory is that the original DS is the one that really broke the mold, and everybody was playing DS. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was playing DS mostly because of GBA games, believe it or not.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
So what happened was, I guess, the casuals got in there, and, they probably moved on to their iPhones or their Droid or their iPad, and now they're buying these dollar games. And what kind of seems to be happening is that, maybe 3DS and Vita are going to just appeal to, the typical crowd of the hardcore, I guess you could almost say niche gamer at this point. And, I'm sure they'll do fine. They'll find their audience, but yeah, I don't think 3DS is going to do what I don't think it's going to have right. I don't think it's going to have that impact. But I think on that same token, I don't think it's going to be a failure, and I don't think it's going to be a travesty in the end. And
it's already surpassed Virtual Boy levels, so I think Nintendo is safe in that department.
Well, and it's even actually already surpassed. They love throwing around that it's surpassed the what the original DS has sold at this point in time. So, it's not a failure.
Yeah. Well, speaking of interesting times in the video game market, according to the BBC, this month was the first time that video game sales actually surpassed movie sales and audio sales, music sales. Apparently, the video game sales of is it this year? Let me see.
I think you're saying this year.
Yeah, it's this year. I'm sorry. This year, not this month, this year. But in 2011, video games sold 1.93 billion pounds worth of revenue, and DVDs sold 1.8 billion, and music pulled in 1.07 billion pounds. That's kind of big news, I think. I mean, that's kind of like the whole. I don't know. I think it's kind of the.
So are these numbers just retail numbers, I guess, right? Because we're looking at DVDs and it says other video format. Well, I guess that means like Blu-ray. But we're just looking at retail right now, right?
Right.
These numbers?
Right.
I think what's happening is we're just seeing the shift of the other mediums. I mean, this is my guess. This is just my guess. Music. I think. when was the last time you went to a store and bought a CD?
Probably about 5 years ago, maybe 6 or 7.
Right, and more people, are not doing that, I guess you could say. And then DVDs. I mean, I can't think of the last time I bought a DVD, but I rent. There's Netflix, and then there's just on demand on your TV. You just watch whatever.
Yeah.
I think all that stuff's finally starting to impact it. Whereas to play this picture here, the thumbnail is Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3.
Mm-hmm.
The only way to play that right now is to go spend $60 on it. So.
Yeah, or you could rent it, essentially. But I guess what you're saying is, though, there's not that many places where you rent video games, but there are plenty of places where you can rent movies.
Right.
And downloading music is really easy as well, legally and illegally.
Right. And downloading movies now is becoming, you can download whatever. Mm-hmm. So, I think it's just, showing maybe the decline. I think it's more showing the decline of DVDs and CDs.
As people of purchasing them. Yeah, there was do you remember about 10 years ago, maybe even 12 years ago? I guess it was probably about 10 years ago. It's probably the safest bet. There was all of the fad was to buy a ton of DVDs. In my early 20s, I used to buy DVDs like crazy.
Yeah.
Now I look back and I'm like, why did I buy all of those stupid things? I could have kept them myself. I think there was that whole novelty of having the extra stuff on the disc.
Oh yeah, that was huge at the time. Yeah.
And now that novelty's kind of wore off, and it's like, meh, I'll watch the movie, and if I have time, I'll watch the
Yeah, I never watch the extras anymore. That's just never happens.
And it also has to be a movie worthy of watching the extras.
Yeah, of wanting to see. Yeah, exactly.
And I don't think there's been a movie recently that I've really wanted to watch the extras for.
Yeah, I mean, I can't. Even if there's a movie I loved, it's just, I just don't really have, because you know what? A lot of the behind-the-scenes stuff anymore, it's like, yeah, so we put everybody on a green screen, and then we went into the computer, did the magic, and it's like, okay.
Yeah, it was a lot more fun back in the 80s and 90s when you would watch them build the models, talk to the painters, and now it's just like, oh yeah, computer, I got it, I understand.
It's not, exactly. It's not as fun anymore,
Yeah. But so I mean, I guess there's probably plays a factor in it. I think that probably plays a big factor in it. The fact that people just aren't buying DVDs anymore because they're not as interesting anymore. They're not buying Blu-rays anymore because they're not as interesting to us anymore.
Yeah, and I actually just sold half my DVD. I just sent it to Amazon. I got Amazon credit, got rid of half my DVD collection.
Good for you.
Yeah, because it's just, I don't really watch them, and kind of stinks because I do love Blu-rays. They look, I mean, right now nothing looks better than a Blu-ray, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But, I canceled Netflix, so I haven't been watching any Blu-rays lately, which kind of stinks because I do love them. But, whatever.
I've actually been using Amazon's download service quite a bit lately.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm. Apparently there's a way to actually have it set up to run through your 360. I wish there was a way to just kind of network it and throw it onto your Windows network and play it off of either PS3 or 360.
Yeah, I would love to do it through PS3 because I have Amazon Prime, so I have access to all this stuff. But, Bummer that it's not on PS, because PS3 has all those services are pretty much on there. Hulu Plus and all.
Yeah.
So it stinks that Amazon's not on there,
but interesting times though. Games are coming up ahead in UK, which is I didn't think I would have lived to see the day when I was a kid, because gaming was still such a social, I don't want to say a faux pas, but that's why we were called geeks when we were kids playing these games, because only geeks played them. But now it's a socially accepted thing.
And we've also grown up, and we have kids now, and and now those kids are playing games. So we're the first generation. I mean, there's a lot of factors involved, obviously, and we're the first generation of our parents were probably our age when they were buying us these games, and they had no interest in them.
True.
Because they didn't care, but now we have an interest in them, so now we're buying them for our kids, and we're buying them for ourselves at the same time. So
yeah. Did you ever have that thought, by the way? Just I know this is getting off track, but did you ever have that thought when you were growing up, thinking, oh, when I hit age 18 or when I hit 25 or something, when I get married or get a girlfriend or when I graduate from high school, I'm gonna stop playing video games?
No.
No, really?
No, that thought never happened. Nope.
Honestly, it was such an ingrained thing in my brain that people were kind of telling me that video games were for kids. Video games were for kids, and I kept thinking to myself, boy, I gotta break myself of this habit, because I play a lot of games.
Well, people always told me everything I liked was for kids, and it's like, I'm sitting here in my basement and I look around. It's like, it's not just video games. I have old Ninja Turtle toys I've held on to. I mean, like, I just love this shit. I guess I never really grew up. You know what I mean?
Good for you.
So
Good for you.
that thought never entered my mind.
Yeah, that was something I was struggling with for a while, and then I guess like college, I would just basically said fuck it.
You were
I'm gonna be gaming forever.
You were starting to feel shame. Never feel shame. Never.
There was that geek shame, but.
I mean, obviously, I don't play as much as I used to. Sometimes.
But that's more of a time constraint thing because
Right.
you got a job and a family and everything like that now.
Right. And then even when I do get the time, sometimes it's like, yeah, maybe I should be doing something important, and then I won't play as much. But yeah, it's a time thing. So, but I still love them just as much.
You actually had a news item to add to the list today. It was the Epic Mickey news. Let's hear about that.
Yeah, so Epic Mickey 2 has been announced. And did you play Epic Mickey 1, the original?
I did not. No.
I did not either. And it stinks because I was like totally interested in it. When it was happening, I thought it was great, thought it sounded great. And then like reviews came out and people were kind of crapping on it, and I was like, okay, well maybe I'll just get it when it's cheaper, do the old wait and see. And then like I guess as time went on, I just kind of became uninterested in it. So I never played it. But I always kind of wanted to. But this new one sounds cool. So I guess the big news with it is that it's a musical now, which it's funny because I guess the original Epic Mickey, all the cutscenes, there's no dialogue, there's no voiceover, it's all text, all the cutscenes and all. So this one is a musical, so not only are they talking now, but they're also singing.
Have we ever had a singing, like a musical game before? I'm trying to think through it. I think we've never really done a musical game before.
Yeah, I mean, this could be a first. I mean, there's a couple times where, like, maybe a character will break in the song. Right now, what I just thought of, the only thing I can think of is in Conker's Bad Fur Day, the Great Mighty Pooh sings to you. But it was closest thing I can think of is Great Mighty Pooh.
But it wasn't like a full-out musical. Like I don't think we have that subgenre yet of video games of musical. I mean, we have music video games, but not musicals.
Right.
Huh. That's interesting, man.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was kind of a neat thing, and Warren Spector, he's all about it. He's pumped, saying he loves musicals, and he's so into Mickey, and it seems Disney, and Disney's kind of known for their musicals.
Yeah.
So it should hopefully it'll work.
I hope so too. I mean, and this is going to be out for Wii again, I'm assuming.
So so the big news is that it's Wii and PS3 and Xbox. It's everything now.
Ah, okay.
So, yeah, and no sign of Wii U, but I really just think that I don't think anyone's allowed to announce anything for Wii U right now at the moment.
There was a couple of things that I saw were announced for Wii U. AC3, I think, is officially Wii U.
Oh yeah, they did say that. All right. They did say AC3 is Wii U.
I can't remember anything else off the top of my head that's officially a Wii that has been announced as a Wii U.
Yeah, I don't know. I think there's some weirdness going on as far as I guess maybe some of them are allowed to. I don't know how it's working, but I can't see why it would not be on. I can't see why they'd put it on. Well, I can see why they would put it on Wii, but on everything else and then skip Wii U. I don't know. I don't see that happening. But
they give a release date for it?
I don't think there's a release date, but I'm going to assume end of year.
Probably. If we're hearing about it now, you would think holiday season, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Watch it come out next week.
That would be nuts.
It would be.
I'm going to assume it's end of year. And then the other news with it is it has it's a co-op game now, so you can you can drop in, drop out whenever you want. You're playing as Oswald, who now has a voice. His voice is Frank Welker, who, I mean, guys, you look at his list on IMDb, he's done so many voices. I guess his big one's Megatron from Transformers.
Nice.
Yeah, and those are the big news bits with it.
I'm all for it, man.
And they want to fix the camera. Yeah, and everybody's big beef was the camera with the first one, and Warren's claiming that they've made over 1,000 changes on the camera.
Wow.
So he's going nuts over that thing. So it sounds cool, and if it comes together, and it has a great word of mouth, I definitely love to check it out.
That's
maybe
great, man.
I'll even play the first one in the meantime, because what is it, like probably $20 right now? You can go on
Dude,
Amazon.
you could probably find it for cheaper than that if you went on Amazon. I'd bet.
Yeah. Actually, I could probably find it for cheaper. Just go down to my dad's house and borrow it off of him.
Yeah, do that. Why even put any money into it?
Yeah. Maybe that's what I'll do.
But I have to admit, I am kind of excited about this because there was a startling lack of decent kids games for the current gaming market. You know, like aside from Mario, which I'm not afraid to say is a kids game because it is a kids game, and
it's a kids game. Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with it playing a kids game or a game that I guess I could say a good game that kids could still play.
It's not an embarrassing kids game.
Right. Yeah, that's probably the best way to put it. That's probably the best way to put it.
Right.
But to see quality kids games coming out, I think that's a good sign.
Yeah, and especially there's not a lot of the 3D the mascot 3D platformer genre has definitely like dried up.
Yeah.
So it's nice to have another one of those too.
Yeah, definitely. We were actually just talking real briefly yesterday about how the last console war our console war growing up was between Sonic and Mario, and how it's kind of funny how it's changed completely. Nobody gives a crap about cartoon mascots anymore for your system.
Yeah. I mean, who knows? There's trends, so maybe the cartoon mascot will have its comeback one day. You never know.
Yeah. Never know, man. All right, well, that's actually all the news I've got for today. Phil, thanks for hopping on.
No problem.
It's going to be a short news day, but that's probably good for everybody.
Yeah.
All right.
I guess, yeah.
I'm probably going to post the Elder Speak early tomorrow, everybody, just because I've got a pretty hectic weekend coming my way. So look for it coming early tomorrow, and I'll talk to you then. And if there are any questions, feel free to send any and all questions to info@elder-geek.com. Head to our Facebook page right now because we still actually have some Wizorb copies to be giving away. So head to our Facebook page and find out how you can win a copy of Wizorb. Phil, did you have something else you wanted to toss in?
Yeah, I was actually just going to say the Wizorb thing, and we record that episode next Thursday. So if you're playing, if you're playing Wizorb, tell us your comments, and we'd love to read them. So,
or if you've already played Wizorb, let us know what your comments are about the game. I am personally really, really liking it. I don't want to get in too much to it because I want to kind of keep my opinions for the show, but I'm impressed. All right, talk to everybody tomorrow. Take care.